Hey there, investors. We had a crazy day today at the market, and I want to just break down a few of the stocks that had some unusual option activity. The first one looking into this is going to be American Airlines. The market has been actually doing kind of bad because of the new outbreak of this new strain of coronavirus that they found in the UK. So in the unusual options activities, we're seeing that American Airlines has a big um, options volume going on. So looking into this, we can kind of gauge that due to this outbreak that's going on in the UK with the virus mutating, we see that there's going to be more travel restrictions. So going down to the article, we're seeing that American Airlines is going to actually be shutting down a few of their flights, which they already apparently had um, reduced some of their flights in the prior month, so even before this new strain of the virus. So this is kind of looking pretty bad, but for the airlines. And so I think a good position in this stance would be to uh, get some put options, buy some put options on the airlines, in particular American Airlines, which we're seeing is kind of driving this volume here. So with this volume, I think it's a good indicator of what we could find. So I'm going to break down, go deeper into the option quotes and see what actual strike prices are being looked at by traders and investors. So when we go to the puts for expiration of 12/31, we see that if we filter by the options indicator, we see that the strike price right now is roughly around the 15.5 strike, where we're seeing the unusual option activity, meaning that the volume over the open interest is pretty high. So I think if you wanted to take a position in American Airlines, a good entry point would probably be around this range, and we're seeing that in the stock. So American Airlines has been, you know, somewhat stable, but throughout has been on this kind of decline. And I think the decline has the potential to continue here with the with the virus strand. And so I wanted to point out that there's currently puts a good trend on the strike price of 15.50. However, if you do think that in the near term the stock price could go down to could go down in the near term more than um, in the latter term, then I think another good position would be this 15.50 at 12 on December 24th. However, that only gives you a few days till expiration, so I think an actual good position for this one would be 12/31 to kind of give you more room for the stock to kind of settle in a little bit. So looking at the buying the puts for December 31st, just remove this. So at 15.50, we're seeing that there's a pretty good amount of interest, open interest, same with at 16. However, at 15.50, we're seeing a little bit more volume, which is good because it means the options would be more liquid, in the sense that you could, if you wanted to close out on these positions, you can sell them more easily because there's more volume trading. So right now there's about 1,537 contracts open for these puts, which is about 63,000. Which we see that although it's kind of a low volume in puts, it's a pretty high indicator in this unusual options ratio that we see here. So I think if you wanted to take a position on American Airlines, this would be a good good target. If you wanted to go a little bit on the safer side, I think you could probably also take this 16 strike price for 1231, and we're seeing the open interest of roughly 1,240, which is 78, which isn't bad. Actually, I think this might be the better position just because it's a little less risky, gives you some more room for the stock to kind of settle in. So now looking at some of the entry points, we want to, for this trade, want to consider what the stock is currently at. So looking at the day chart, we're seeing that the stock, has been kind of on a rise and potentially could be looking to break this trend. So if we're looking at the chart here, and you think that the stock would go down based on the current trend of some of the airline restrictions, then we want to look at some current trends. So this simple moving average, 20-day moving average, actually looks like it's falling right around that 1605. So you can see, you'll see the 1605 here once I scroll my mouse away from within the chart. So the 20-day moving average is 1605. So if you would want to get into this put position of the 16 strike price for 1231, then I think 1605 with the stock trading below, just slightly below 1605 would be a good entry point, because that'd be good momentum, good indication that the stock is breaking this 20-day moving average trend line. So 1605 would actually be a good entry point. Now looking at where you could take profits potentially on that 16 strike price put, then you could see that there's currently a pivot point here of 1597, and the stock currently is actually after hours closed at 1593. So it looks like that pivot point is actually being broken slightly, but the real key indicator here is 1569, which is the first support level. If the stock breaks down below this support level, then there's potential more room for the downside, right? Indicating that the stock will break that 20-day moving average trend. So I think 1569 would be a good level for you guys to take profits. So you could sell out your positions at 1569. And you can do that anytime between whenever you enter the contracts and before the expiration of the contracts, which would be December 31st. And I think another, if it keeps going down, another level you could take profits at would be at this 1529, which is the second support line. If, however, the trend doesn't go the direction that we're looking at based on the news, based on the volume, then I think a good stopping point would be a good stop loss would be trading back either at the last close or at the moving average, so 1605. So just kind of breaking even, and I say that because it would indicate that maybe the trend would be reversing, but you definitely want to kind of play it by ear, as you see. So just looking at it, I think that 1605, the stock trading slightly below that would be a good entry point, give us enough momentum to look at which direction the stock will be taking. And so, yeah, I mean, I'd just like to remind you guys, this is, all just kind of analysis and looking at American Airlines. But, if you want to get more information, please contact your financial advisor and get more informed on also the trades that you're looking to take in. But I think there's some good potential here for American Airlines to actually go down due to some of these restrictions going on. Hopefully things turn back around. Again, getting puts on stocks is a good hedge for risk. Even if you're a holder of American Airlines stock, it's a good position to take too in some of these trending topics here that we're seeing because of the volume. So yeah, I just wanted to share with with you guys this trade. Let me know what you think. If you're if you're thinking of getting any positions, or if you're already in there, I'd like to hear what you guys think as well in the comment section or anything like that. And thanks again.